Chat, chat, chat. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Road to Wrestling School. The HOV to the HOP. HOP, of course, standing for the Neil Superior Training Center House of Pain in beautiful downtown Hagerstown, Maryland. As always, I'm Joe Grasso.
And I am Hastag Hamish Stuart.
Ooh,
Mike Martin. And
they're throwing gimmicks out there.
That's right. You are Grizzly Joe
I should
Grasso.
say, there's no reason for me not to add my moniker. It's just one more word to my name.
Absolutely
Grizzly
no
Joe
reason.
Grasso. That is my wrestling gimmick.
Absolutely no reason. We are two wrestling trainees who are on our road to the Indies as slowly and as carefully as we can because we are two older wrestlers.
Yep, we have peaked.
In the scheme of all wrestling,
we are both 30.
Yeah, I'll see. This is the one thing I will divulge. I'm 35 years old.
You'll tell your age, but you won't give me how much you make per year, and I think that's sad.
That's correct.
I won't tell you exactly what I make at any point.
I won't tell you how much I make, but I will tell you my age. 35 years old.
That's embarrassing.
Going on 36.
How do you sleep at night?
I don't know. But
on a pile of retirement money.
On a pile of 401k receipts. So we're two guys who are probably, if you were in for reals in the in the Indies, getting ready to gear up to go to NXT or some other real big thing or trying to make a big push. We would be over-the-hill wrestlers. We would be guys in the twilights of our career.
Yeah, if we had started when we were supposed to, which, total honesty, we both started wrestling years ago.
Early 20s.
Early 20s we started training, and then for one reason or another, we dropped out.
Right.
Now, in the supposed twilight years of our wrestling years, we are going back to train.
Which, surprisingly, is not bad. I mean, because we're more experienced in different ways that I think make it, at least for me, an easier way to do this.
I agree. It makes us appreciate the training more.
Yeah, and when I first started, I felt I was so headstrong and cocksure, and this is that, and I got to do this and that. Now I'm okay to take some time with things, and also I'm more mature mentally, so I have the ability to pace myself and regulate myself in the world outside of wrestling.
Exactly.
So
we can take criticism now.
Yeah, and I'm also not, oh my God, where's my next paycheck coming from? Oh my God, I'll never be able to do this.
Right. We don't have the pressure of it's this or nothing.
Right. Yeah. So it's pretty great. It alleviates a lot of pressure from me. And I can just go in there and focus on how much I suck as a wrestler.
You do. Jeez.
Yeah.
Have you seen his boots? They're terrible.
They are.
No, his boots themselves
boots
are awesome, but his boots to people,
yes.
Kicking people, giving the boots are terrible.
Yeah, my boots put me over, and then when I give the boots to somebody,
it
puts me right back under.
Makes us focus on his awful kicks.
Yes. By the way, tonight, if I get to work heel again, I'm going to try this, and I'm sure it will fall flat, but I can't wait to try it.
What's that?
Where I will try to lead my own chant.
Lead your own chant?
Yes, I will parse the crowd out, in some very quick fashion and be like,
hey Mish, or it's got to be awkward. Right?
Hashtag hey Mish, and then when I look at the other crowd, I'll go, he's so over, and I'll keep going back and forth and let them fail at it a billion times.
It's got to make it very complicated because you're a heel.
That's right.
Do it on the wrong syllable,
super hard.
You say ha, you say Mish.
That's right.
Ish.
That's right. You guys suck. You're the worst.
It's really funny.
The other crowd did this perfect.
We are on our way to the Thursday night matches of the House of Pain Wrestling Federation. And
in the car should be
Ryan and Mallory, but they are not here because they're terrible people. No, they have other obligations and lives and blah, 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 whatever.
Right, yeah. One of them is trying to scrape by, and the other one is making her way as a professional stunt person.
Correct.
So.
Oh, look at her. Ooh.
That's right. Ooh.
So fancy. That's whatever. Right. We work at the Maryland Renaissance Festival because we're awesome.
That's right.
Don't we have a show there? I think we have a show there.
Well, we do. You could find us at the Maryland Renaissance Festival at Renaissance Rumble.
Ooh, Is that a professional wrestling Shakespearean show?
No, it's actually a stunt show.
Oh, it's a stunt show.
Yes, in the style of professional
wrestling.
wrestling.
See, I see what you did there. That's clever.
Yes, heavily influenced by Shakespeare.
Ah, nice.
So, you know what drives me nuts here?
RenaissanceRumble.com.
Yes, RenaissanceRumble.com. Find us on Facebook at Renaissance Rumble.
And at Twitter at RenRumble.com, I believe.
That's right, at Ren Rumble.
Oh, Ren Rumble. I don't know Twitter. Whatever.
Yeah, you will get, if you follow us at Ren Rumble, you will
not find me.
Your one tweet per quarter from us.
From Casey.
We'll say, oh my God, this is so great.
Yeah.
I don't know who knows.
I don't know what he says. I don't know how at hashtag, whatever.
Yeah, so for everybody who's listening, all three of us and my parents.
Yeah.
So we're doing this on the way up there. I'm driving, doing a podcast. I just want to point this out. I'm driving. I've got a microphone, doing this thing with Joe, and I can still use my effing turn signals. So you folks who are not doing a podcast or focusing on wrestling or trying to get yourself ready for something, you can also use a goddamn turn signal.
Is this part of your stand-up bit?
Yeah.
Is this... You're going to complain about airline food next? Like,
That's right.
I wouldn't open with this joke, but I guess you're planning on that, so go ahead. Don't let me stand in the way of your dreams.
By the way...
God damn, it's bright.
By the way...
Like you said, we're driving. There's now sun in our eyes. He's got a microphone in his hand. Thank God you don't have a manual transmission.
Yeah, I know, right?
And you don't smoke.
It's daylight savings time, so the light is like it's an hour later in our faces.
So a few wrestlers can't make it tonight, which is a shame. But I still think we'll get together some good matches. There will certainly be a Battle Royal, Mike's favorite type of match.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Full disclosure, Mike hates Battle Royals.
Yes.
Battle Royals are funny things. It's great because it gets all your workers on the card. It gets them in a match and it gets them working, and it's a spectacle for the crowd. But it's also kind of a slog because you end up with 10 to 30 sometimes wrestlers in a ring, and you got no room to work.
Yeah.
And it ends up being punching and kicking because that's all you can do until you're down to...
Until somebody just starts chopping the crap out of everybody.
Right. I mean, there are parts of Battle Royals that are very exciting. But being in one, it can be difficult.
Yeah, and I think, I think it's... what makes a Battle Royal fun for me, at least as an audience standpoint and as a performer in it, is if we had a chance before to be like, okay, great, set up, one or two things, and also make it an over the top rope thing.
Yes.
I like over the top rope. It makes it faster. It also gives you another way out to get.
And it's exciting.
Yeah.
More danger, but that's the point. It's professional wrestling.
Right. Now, and I understand why we can't do it at the House of Pain. It's
right,
a small venue.
You really only have two sides you can do that too.
Correct. And we're training, so there's no reason to add that extra danger of throwing people over the top ropes.
True, but maybe I'll go over the top tonight. Who knows?
There you go.
I'll just do it. I'll just throw myself out.
So you throw yourself out.
That's the best.
But
someone gives me any chop, I'll just sell it until I fall over the top.
God, that would be so great.
I would love that.
God. Yeah, so my unspoken rule for Battle Royals is this. I either lose first or I win.
That is his rule.
There's no in between. I'm either going over or
he's going out.
I'm going out. And if I hear the call, okay, so and so's going over.
Guess who's going out first?
That's right. I'm going to find the meanest, baddest worker in there and let him work me down, and then just take a pin.
That's a good tip for all of you young wrestlers who want to get out of Battle Royals quickly. Find the top worker and work on him.
Yeah.
Guess who you're going to go out with?
Right. Yeah. Guess who's going to put you out first?
Yeah, you're gone, buddy.
Yeah. And then
if you take any big move, you drop down to the ground, you let them pin you.
Yeah, don't kick out.
Do not kick out.
Yeah, that's rule number one for me in a battle royal is just don't kick out.
Just don't kick out.
Unless it's you and two other guys in there and
right.
you have worked this spot, just don't kick out.
Correct.
I don't care who you are. I don't give you flipping Bruno San Martino. I don't care if you're Superfly.
San Martino?
Yes. San Martino. That's the guy. That's my backyard name.
You're a racist.
San Martino. And I used to wrestle Cactus Jacques.
Ah, very nice. Very classy.
That's right.
I was Mike Mediocre once.
Oh, really?
And it was nice. It was my favorite character. He had the mediocre bomb, and whenever he had a moment where he thought he was going to get it, he'd have a cardiac arrest and fall over.
Oh. Joe, I love it.
That was a great character. That
Love
was my
every
old days in
second
the
of
backyard
that.
wrestling.
I love every second
It
of
was
that.
fun. That was our Tidy Bowl division, which just made fun of wrestlers. We had Flick Rare and
Flick Rare.
Mike Awesome, as I said before, and we had.
You know what's sad? Ric Flair, he's still good. I
Yeah.
mean, I hate to say it.
He's
Hate
old.
to say it. Yeah, he's old. That's the thing. He just aged out, and by the time you and I had gotten into it, unless you were hardcore, like 4 years old, 5 years old, watching, Ric Flair was just about too old already.
Oh,
for
I
you
see your point.
to really appreciate. You go back into some of the old matches, and Ric Flair is such a great heel.
Oh, he is. He was amazing.
Just the best.
Because he had that quality, that whiny quality, but he was still
Yes.
super skilled.
Yeah, very, very pretty. So good-looking guy.
Yep.
Able to sell to make it look like, a backdrop just broke his back.
Oh,
my
God, he sold
And
well.
he just, and he'd wriggle around and make it back. And then he'd cower in the corner and then...
I heard an interview with him. He had, 4 moves that he did in every single match, pretty much. These little tricks that he did. Going to the corner and flipping over.
Yeah.
He stole that from somebody, and he said that. He's like, I took it from, I forget who he took it from, but he's like, you find what works for you, and you just use it and use it and use it. It becomes like your Lotsie.
Yeah.
That's your trick.
It's your thing. And he always did a backdrop. I mean, there was no...
Yep. Always did a flop out of the corner.
Yep, always flopped on his face.
Didn't go onto the knees, the begging.
Yeah.
He was such a good heel.
So good. But it just, eventually, he became an old man, and then you felt bad that these big
Right.
men were just beating up this old guy.
Yeah, there comes a point when you cross that threshold where you can't be a heel that
Right.
people want to see beat up anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, the heel. In wrestling, and it's my philosophy, is that the face should be the embodiment of everybody in the crowd.
Yes.
You as the face, you want to be that guy that everybody wants to be. I want to be that guy in there because you want to be beating up that heel who's the worst, who sucks.
That's right.
Who's
That's what it should be about. Who beating up that. I want to see that guy get his ass kicked.
right. Exactly.
If the show isn't about that, you've messed up somewhere.
Exactly. And and I think that should inform a lot of what I do tonight as well.
Be someone we want to see beat up.
Right, yeah. You be the person you want to have somebody win, somebody
Yes.
beat up.
Get humiliated,
Right, yeah. So get his comeuppance, any of that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
I think you need to work on your cockiness.
Yeah.
You don't need to go full cocky Rocky DeCola because he's got cocky in the bag.
Oh, yeah, no.
But I feel like
you're not out cocky and cocky Rocky.
You can. It's not physically possible.
No way.
But he worked as a face for the past 10 years.
Which
so,
I cannot believe.
He's so over, man.
I will
you don't
tell
even
you
believe the crowds love him.
to this day, I'm like, nope, can't see it. I don't know how you did it.
He was over, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And people still love him. But he's such a good heel.
Yeah.
He worked heel last week, and it was stupendous.
Yeah, really good. Really very good.
He did this thing, which I want you to take. I want you to straight up steal this. You don't have to do it tonight, because he did it last week.
No, I will. Just
but
rip
in
it
the
off
future,
of
just put this in your head. Put
everything
put
that
a pin
they
in
do
this.
last night. I'm just going to
When he
rip it
got in the
off.
ring, he circled around, and then he got out of the ring.
Yes.
Took his time.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I love that.
Rolled in just so they could reset the count, and rolled back out to get, just hang out some more.
Again, yes.
That instantly made me, who's a worker, I'm in the business. I hated him for doing that as a fan.
Yeah.
And it worked so well. He got such heat.
I watched that as,
I went, holy crap, that is brilliant.
Yeah, I the exact same thing went through my head. I went, God.
You could feel the imaginary crowd yelling at him.
And that's
because all
what-
they want to see is someone wrestle.
And that was another thing that went through my head this week was I get stuck in that ring. Oh, what am I doing in this ring? You got the whole outside, you got the top ropes, and I'm not saying to do moves off of them.
No.
Come in, get up there, point out.
I mean, that's what I do with Grizzly. I wrap myself in those ropes. That's become my home.
It's really good, and you're right. So Cocky Rocky rolls out, and then he's just walking around,
so good.
doing
that's
jumping
I think
jacks.
the embodiment. That's Hamish.
Yeah.
I mean, Hamish is a badass as you've built him up to be, but I think there's just this cockiness.
Yeah. You're right. There's got to be, and I'm missing that, and I've been playing the I'm the badass heel, blah blah. No, but there's got to be something more.
So there's a simple thing that just came to me. The faces are there to give the crowd exactly what they want. The heels are there to give them everything they don't want.
Right.
Is to serve them up, hey, here's a big pile of crap. I'm not going to wrestle. I'm going to roll in, roll out.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to hurt the guy you love.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you everything you don't want.
Right.
And it's the face's job to then turn that.
Right. Exactly.
And then, there's your heat, there's your fire.
Yeah.
There's your comeback.
Yeah, so and that's what I've got to harness. I really got to harness that, and it's not hard for me. It's just that I get, you get in the ring and you get wrapped up like, oh God, here we go, we're going to lock up. They're watching me, so I can't lock up.
So
Pappy.
we come from, I think I've mentioned this, but if I haven't, I'm saying it again. We come from a world of
we will mention this every time
again. We come from a world of choreographed stage combat, which means, you figure the fight out ahead of time, you rehearse the hell out of it, or as much as you can. And you sort of know what's going to happen. So there's never a fear of, what's going to come next, unless somebody messes up. But in the world of professional wrestling, you don't necessarily know what's coming next. There's that improvisation quality to it, which is terrifying to someone who's only come from the world of rehearsed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's like, this seems so unsafe, which it can be if you're not paying attention, if you're not active in the ring. Right. But it's the same thing with improvised acting. You have to be present in the moment, and even more so physically. Like, your body has to be open and receptive to whatever's coming. And, with all that in mind...
If you close off, you could get hurt. You could hurt your opponent. And then, God forbid, also, you don't give a stiff enough shot, and it makes them look weak. And then, my God.
All these layers, and then on top of that...
Wait a minute, it was too stiff. Now I hurt them. Guess who's getting a stiffer one back?
So this is all the technical stuff, man. Now on top of that, add a character, add a gimmick, add you're a heel or a face, add the crowd interaction, and add the entire psychology of the match.
Add you have 7 minutes to tell the story.
To tell that whole story.
From bell to bell.
There's another guy in the ring, too. That's the referee.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tremendous amount, and I understand why it takes, why these old grizzled vets who are in territories love the territory business, because they go, every night they were wrestling. They were in front of a crowd, Monday through Saturday.
Getting experience.
Yeah, just getting it from the crowd every day.
You don't have that these days. It's impossible, as far as I know, there's some lucky people who can do this. We cannot, even for free, wrestle every night. Yeah, there are not enough shows happening.
Right. And if there are, they're all in different areas that, some are regulated, some are unregulated. Then you've got to go here to get, you got to know somebody in there that let you in, or, it's not, it's not just, hey, there's this, here's your list of workers in the area. Pick from them and go.
You got to be in the know, and that's... So it takes longer to build up that experience of knowing how to just be in the ring and be present. And being there. I find this is one of the hardest acting challenges I've had in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
As a performer, being in that ring and being fully present and open to whatever's going to come. And just having a good time.
Yeah.
It's hard. We get in our heads. Because that's what, as performers, as trained performers, that's what you do. When you get lost, you tend to get in your head.
Right.
And we have to fight against that.
Yeah, and then, throw on top of it, it's not just learning all this and putting it all together. It's, you have to also make it believable at that moment, So last week I wrestled a guy who was physically bigger than me. And, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how do I beat this guy? And I got too stuck on that. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to just boot him down a bunch of times. No, I should have gouged his eyes out. He's a bigger guy. I'm not beating this guy down.
Right.
I got to beat him in his head. I got to beat him by, raking his eyes. I got to beat him by weaseling out. I got to beat him by sissying out. No, don't hit me, don't hit me. And then kicking him in the stomach or whatever.
Yeah, what you got to do is, you got to find 3 tricks, 3 Lotsie that you can turn to when you're lost and just work on the begging. You got to work on an eye gouge. Like, if you have those in your back pocket at all times, like, if I don't know what to do, I'm going to do that.
Right.
Because it'll make sure they're transition moves. Because you gouge someone's eye, that's a transition.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That changes the dynamic of the match because you just cheated.
Right.
The begging, that changes the dynamic because it makes the face. It connects with the face.
Right.
It makes them have to think, should I hit him? I can go to the crowd and ask them, should I hit him? Like, then you've created a moment.
Right.
As heels, you have to have that. I mean, faces have to have it too, but less so. Faces, you just have to have your moments of, this could be my comeback. This could be it.
Yeah, and then you get your false finish here or there.
Right. Oh my God. There's just so much you have to have in your back pocket.
Yeah, it's a tremendous amount.
It's freaking daunting, man.
It is a lot. It is a lot. And then just to be, and then you, then, and this is, it's good, it's a double-edged sword, that the guy who's training us, who's very experienced, very good trainer,
Yep.
Is like, okay, now I'm watching you, and I'm going to give you pointers and grade you afterwards, which then immediately in everybody's head is like, oh my
Right,
God,
like everyone
there's
knows what
going to
they're
be a
being graded,
ranking
yeah.
system now. Oh, I want to be the best. I got to do this great. I'm like,
Luckily, I feel so far out of schooling that grading doesn't bother me anymore.
oh, that's good. I
Still bother you?
Oh God, I mean immensely.
Oh no.
No, it doesn't bother me the grade. Like I could care less about
Right.
the grade. You know, because
Couldn't
we
care
suck.
less.
You're right. I
You're
could
the only
not-
person I can correct about that, and I'm going to correct you.
I couldn't-
couldn't care less. If you could care less, that means you could care less. But if you couldn't, you're the lowest, you're the bottom rung of caring. There you go. Continue.
Thank you, Joe. I couldn't care less
Thank
about
you.
what my score is because I know we're new. I'm a green performer.
Right, we should have a bunch of ones.
Got it.
It's
Yeah.
ranking of 1 through 3. 1 needs improvement, 2 is average, and 3 is exceptional.
Right.
And I think he has 8 categories.
Right. So I always want, every time I walk in here, I want to be the top guy. I don't walk in here, and this is what drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't walk in here going, all right, I'm gonna soak it up. I walk in here going, I want to blow the roof off.
Sure.
I want to be the guy who, if they go, oh, we're gonna do a show, I'm putting the strap on this guy. I want him to carry this.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with having that mentality going into it.
But
That's going to help
then-
you.
oh my God!
It's the
but then
afterward that kills you.
Yeah, it's then like, oh, then I'm so nervous.
You have
I'm
to
like,
be okay with failing.
Yeah, exactly. And
It's
that's
the same thing with acting. Like, you have to be willing to fail. And you have to be willing to fail marvelously.
Yeah,
Because in that will come entertainment.
you're right, and that's what, and I think where you hit it right on the head. Those three heel moments, and the begging off is going to be one. The begging off is huge. I'm stealing the Piper, throwing the punches
Yeah,
in the
that's great.
midair.
I love that.
Yeah, I had to pop up faster for that though.
I hope I get to
needed
do
to
my
take
finisher
that
this week. That'd
boom
be nice.
and then come up and start throwing punches. But that's not a transition move. You're right. The
No,
begging
you
off-
think about it. You'll
no,
figure it
definitely
out.
begging off in the corner, and then as they come in, kicking them in the stomach, and then gouging them in the eyes is going to be.
That's nice, yeah.
Because then I could go a bunch of different places with that.
And what we have to look for is things we do too much.
Yeah.
Because, we all do it.
Kicking and clubs to the chest is the too much that I do.
I mean, that's what we know how to do. The problem in the corner, well, you should choke more. Because you're a
Yeah.
heel. You can do that. You have more you can do in the corner.
Yeah.
As a face, my goal is to get him out of the corner.
Yeah, I'm going to choke more. I'm also going to grab people by the back of the head and walk them out, and then rake their eyes against the ropes.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Because
that's a good classic.
Yeah, that's just a good.
Always fun.
Yeah, like, oh, that's mean.
It's mean, yeah. Just think of mean things you can do in a ring.
Yeah. Try to think of those things, Joe. Try. And then they put me up with somebody who I'm totally not prepared, like mentally prepared for.
Yeah, you think you're going to be prepared this week, and
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, that's someone I didn't think I was going to work with.
Yeah, I
Not
feel-
that it's bad, but then it throws your whole plan.
Your whole game plan out.
Yeah, your
but
game
it
plan is
shouldn't be,
gone.
your game plan should be the same thing.
Nothing should change. You're right.
Right. I mean, this is it's a fight. I'm coming in there.
It's a fight.
I want to win. How am I going to beat this guy?
Exactly.
And if I'm fighting a guy who's smaller than me, then I'm going to throw him around. I'm going to throw him around and I'm going to taunt him in the ring and do
Exactly.
jerkish stuff. Is he bigger than me? I'm going for the eyes in the face.
Yes.
I'm going to sissy and go for the eyes of the face but still be that kind of like, haha, I'm still awesome
Of course.
kind of thing. But
So I think tonight will be good. I mean, my personal goal, is to go in there and have fun. Because if you're having fun, you're not thinking.
right, exactly.
If you're in the ring and thinking too much, you're dead in the water.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, Joe.
Don't think about it. Just do. Just keep moving. Have fun. Go. And you know what? If you're lost in a moment, go to the crowd.
Yeah.
Talk to them. They'll
Right.
be there for you. They'll let the face sell a little. I mean, he's got to have time to sell. We have to luxuriate in some moments.
Right, I gotta take the time with it. That's what happens. I gotta take more time. Let the face sell it out too.
Although, I got to say, as a face, which I always knew I was. I always wanted to be a face. I worked heel when I first came in the business.
Which I can't see.
See, I could work heel, but it's not in my nature. I think I'm a pretty likable guy, and people just kind of root for me. And that's how my original character was the Paisan of Pain.
It's because you're so good looking, Joe.
I know. Look at me. I'm fucking.
I know. Just everything.
And I hit it with a beard and hair.
Everything.
I can't see that exit. I wonder if that's our exit. It is our exit.
It is.
Hagerstown.
Yeah, I know. The sun is all.
We have arrived in Hagerstown, which means we have about 3 more minutes left on this podcast.
That's right, everybody. Enjoy your last 3 minutes of
3
rambling.
minutes.
But
So,
Joe, I think as a face, the only thing that I would say for you
Yes.
and the tips that I would give is you need to work on that fire up.
Yes.
You know what you do to look at the crowd to make them
To let them know.
Yeah, and that the thing you do with your hand.
What
you,
thing?
You do it like it's like you're opening it up and closing it.
Yeah, how did that work?
And I think it works out great.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, I think it looks really nice.
It's just something, the first thing that came to mind to hear my body. I mean, I just did what it did naturally.
Yeah, I want you to know that also. So there's a lot of mankind feel in it.
Yes.
Which isn't bad though.
Right.
I mean, Jake the Snake said, the smart people know where the good stuff is. You steal from somebody who's good.
Right.
Because it's good, and I think that stuff and the running hip. That's what I want to tell you.
The running hip.
That
I
running
did
hip.
that completely because Butch Hess, who I was wrestling last week, who's a great worker, an older guy, who's still in the business. I mean, he started training when he was
42?
late 40s,
Yeah,
which is
late
really
40s.
impressive.
Right? Yeah,
and
maybe
I had
it should make us feel good.
It freaking should.
He's
but I worked
booked
him.
in several shows.
He is. And he fell in the corner, and normally my go-to move would be I'd choke him with my foot, but on my face, I can't do that.
Yeah, I got to do foot chokes, too, with the kilt.
So I ran at him. I said, all right, he's going to take a hip to the face, and he did, which is kind of heelish, but you can get away with that
No,
these
it wasn't.
days.
I think it was. No, I think it was great.
Oh, good. I'll keep that.
I really think it was really great.
Then I will put that in my repertoire.
And I think you got to power up before you do
think
it.
so,
you
yeah.
know? Yeah, you get like a power up move.
Yeah, I got to find ways to make it more Grizzly being excited. I got to find different ways to make him excited.
Yeah, I mean, you sell a lot of the story with your eyes and face, but there's more in that body that you can get into.
Good call. I'll have to think about it.
But the hip, I mean, I meant to tell you that on Facebook.
Thanks.
Yeah, I meant to say, man, that hip was really good.
Thank you, brother.
Because once you do that hip, you can kind of saunter out and do, some sort of woo or what.
See, I think I'm going to start howling too.
That would be good.
Because if I'm a wild man from the forest, why wouldn't I howl? Why wouldn't I make all kinds of fucking noises?
Yeah. You can do all sorts of stuff.
I got to get moss for my beard still. Got to put things in there. That's the next step.
The chicken bone.
I'll get there. That's accoutrement. Let me get basics down.
That's right. Yeah, let's be decent wrestlers, right?
What? No, I'm gonna kick and punch.
That come out. Look, man, I'm telling you.
Hacksaw Jim Duncan, Olympics
Hacksaw
quality.
Jim Duncan.
Whatever. He was an Olympic quality wrestler, an amateur wrestler, Greco-Roman rather, not amateur. And you know what worked for him? Kick and punch.
Kick and punch.
But he could out-wrestle pretty much anyone in the ring. He kicked and punch. And it worked for him his entire career.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because he was so over.
You think, Grizzly Joe Grasso, a mix between Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Mankind...
And George the Animal Steel. That's basically what I am.
And, I almost don't like George Animal Steel.
He's a touch of George.
Yeah. I mean,
I haven't gone full animal.
Yeah,
pulled away from that.
Just a
touch.
Just
enough that he looks kind of animalistic.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because George Animal, he didn't go full. I mean, he didn't go full crazy. But he was almost there. I mean, maybe he was full crazy.
He's pretty full crazy. He didn't talk.
You're right. Okay, so he's full crazy.
Think about that. I mean, he talked a little.
Yeah,
but it wasn't much. I mean, that's a whole career.
You're right.
Hey, man, but now we're going to get back to our career because we are just about at wrestling school at the House of Pain Neil Superior Training Center. Signing off this week, I'm Joe Grasso.
And I'm
Grizzly Joe Grasso.
That's right. And I'm Hastag Hamish Stuart.
We'll see you down the road and in the ring.
That ending sounds good. I like that.